Hi everyone. Okay, so yesterday we took a lot of notes around vocabulary and talked about types of angles and how we know what they look like and how to use those, how to work with those angles to identify what they look like. Today we're going to talk about how do we use those angle pairs to solve for different values. So we're going to work within those angles to solve for some unknowns. So our job is going to be to work with angle pairs and solve for unknowns today. So let's look at our first example so that you can kind of have an idea. So we have a drawing and it looks like this. A big, giant X, they intersect, right? It says 70 degrees on this side, X degrees over here. Okay, so we have an unknown over here. Our job is to determine first what type of angle pairs are we working with here. That will help us to know what to do. So we are working with vertical angles. So these are vertical. And we know that vertical angles, if we look back in our notes, we know that vertical angles are opposites, right? So the opposites have the same values. So in this instance, X is the same as the one directly across. So because they're the same, this vertical, this side, and this side are the same, which means that this angle here and this angle here are the same measure. So the unknown, X, is going to equal 70 because it's directly across. That's that one. So vertical angles tell us that they are directly across. They're going to equal the same. Okay, so the value of X is just 70 because they're the same. So that one, pretty straight across. Get it? Straight across? Okay, B. Let's look at example B. So example B, we have an angle, and it looks like this, and then it goes out like that. See if I can do this better today. And it looks like that. And then in here it says that 31 degrees here. And then over here it says X plus 4 degrees. Okay, so this is saying that this side over here is X plus 4, but this side over here is 31. And we know that this whole thing equals 90 because of this red box. And we know that 90-degree angles are called they're called complementary because they have one P, complementary. So this is a complementary angle. Complementary angle. It has one 90-degree angle, okay? So this whole thing has to equal 90 degrees. So the total has to equal 90. So what we're going to do to solve for X is we are going to take this side and add it to this side. So we're going to take X plus 4 and we're going to add it to 31. And we're just going to solve. So we're going to combine the things that can go together. So we're going to combine like terms. We know that this 4 and this 31 can go together. They're the same thing. They're both numbers. So 4 and 31, that gives us 35. So we're just going to drop down our line and we're going to keep this balanced. So I need to do the opposite operation. I'm going to subtract 35. That cancels. And I'm going to subtract 35. And that gives me x equals 90 minus 35. And that gives me 55 degrees. So x is worth 55 degrees. So now we're building on what we did with our one-step equations from chapter 1, and we are entering now into geometry, solving for equations. Okay, ready? Let's look at another example. So let's look at example C. Okay, example C. Example C, we have a shape that looks like this. Okay, in this example, this line's go on forever. It says x degrees and x degrees minus 4. And we're looking at this thing and we're like, what is going on here? Because I have a bunch of x's and I have a minus 4. So as we're looking at this, we have to first decide, what do I have? So I have a straight line. What do I know about straight lines? Okay, well, if I look back in my notes from yesterday, I know that straight lines are 180 degrees. So this must be a supplementary angle. So I have a supplementary angle. And in this supplementary angle, I know that it is going to total 180 degrees. So now what I have here is I have x plus x minus 4. So I am going to combine the things that are the same, okay? So I'm going to combine the things that I have that are the same. Well, I have 2 x's, right? We know that we have 2 x's here. So let me get my other color. Where did it go? So we can see those. I have an x here and I have an x here. We know that we combine things that are the same. So this is 2x minus 4 equals 180. That is our new problem. I just put the x's together and now I'm ready to solve. So I have 2x minus 4 equals 180. I now have a 2-step equation. Here we go. We're going to solve my 2-step equation. I draw my balance line. I need to get rid of this 4. So I do the that is not a 4 missing under. Okay, there we go. Cancel that out. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. There we go. So I get 184. Drop down my 2x, right? So now I divide by 2, and I get 1x is equal to 184 divided by 2, and that gives me 92 degrees. So that means that my x is worth 92. So this is 92 degrees, and this is 92 degrees. So this side over here is 92 minus 4. That's what this side would be, so that you can solve for this side. All right, so we have a vertical angle in action. We've solved for the variable, just straight across, okay? You have solved for a complementary angle, just setting it equal to 90 and then combining like terms and solving for x. And then you solved for a supplementary angle, combining like terms, setting it to 180, doing the opposite, And then you would be able to find each side by solving for x. So now it is your turn to do some triads. So identify the angle type first and then solve. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so let's do some triads. Okay, so triad number 1. Triad number 1, it looks like this. Okay, that is triad number 1. And then triad number 2. Triad number 2 looks like this. Okay, and then I'm going to give you one more just for practice. Okay, triad number 3. So it's kind of a weird shape. Ooh, this is a crazy one. I am so sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have given you this one. Okay, you can do this. I know that you can. Can't even draw an arrow, and here I am saying this. Okay, 2x minus 3 degrees. Over here is an x degrees, and this is set to... Why can't I draw a box? 90. Okay. Whew. Okay, ready? Hit pause right now so you don't hear me solving these things. Okay. Whew. Man, Missing Linder, your drawing skills are horrible. Okay. So, first things first. This one is supplementary. So this means that this one is equal to 180 degrees. So we have x plus 85 equaling 180. All right, I need to subtract 85 and subtract 85. Draw my line. This cancels and drop it down. And so now I get okay, so you get 95 degrees, supplementary. Okay, triad number 2. On triad number 2, this one is vertical because they're across from each other and they form the V's, right? So these ones are vertical and they're across from each other. This is a 90 degree, so this means that x equals 90 degrees as well. All right, how are you doing so far? Okay, and the last one, number 3. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is a complementary. It is a complementary angle. Look at it giving all those nice compliments to people. Okay, it's complementary because it equals 90 degrees. So we're going to automatically set it to 90. It is x plus 2x minus 3. So I need to combine the things that are the same. So x and 2x. So that gives me 3x's minus 3 equals 90. And now I'm going to do the opposite. That cancels. That gives me 93. And 3x, divide by 3, divide by 3. So x equals 31 degrees. Whew. Man, I wasted a lot of paper right there. All right, how in the world did you do on this? How did you do one on using the angles. How did you do on identifying them? So identifying and using those angles, and give yourself a rating out of 3. And then you can either head on back to the Google Meet to ask for help, or you may go on to your practice work. Thank you so much for all of your hard work today. I sure appreciate you, and make it a great day the Manta Ray way.